Close your eyes and let your imagination float gently on the surface of a vast, endless ocean. Beneath the waves lies a world more mysterious and magical than anything you've ever seen. A hidden realm of glowing creatures, sunless mountains, and currents that stretch across the planet like the very heartbeat of Earth itself. Tonight, we will dive together into the 25 most astonishing secrets of the ocean's deepest places. From terrifyingly beautiful trenches to silent, glowing forests of coral. From whirlpools that churn like living storms to ice sheets that reflect the world above. Each story is a ripple, a whisper from the deep, inviting you to drift slower, breathe easier, and lose yourself in the serene, mesmerizing mysteries of the sea. Prepare to descend, to wonder, and to let the ocean's quiet magic carry you toward calm, curiosity, and the softest dreams imaginable. The deepest oceans, a bedtime journey. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself floating on a quiet sea beneath a velvet sky. The sound of gentle waves surrounds you, a rhythmic whisper that invites your mind to drift. The ocean, it covers over 70% of our world. And yet, we have explored less than 10% of it. Beneath the glittering surface lies a realm so vast, so secretive, that even our most advanced machines can barely touch its mysteries. Down there, beyond the reach of sunlight, are worlds unseen. Volcanic mountains that rise from the seafloor, lost cities resting in silence, rivers of fire and ice, and life forms so strange they seem like dreams. Tonight we'll drift together through the shadows of the deep, not to fear it, but to marvel at it, to listen, to feel small, and in that smallness, to find peace. So, take a deep breath. And let's descend into the 25 most haunting and beautiful truths about the ocean's deepest places. 25. The creatures of the Mariana Trench. Our first stop lies in the darkest place on Earth, the Mariana Trench. It stretches nearly 11 kilometers down, a wound in the Earth's crust so deep that if Mount Everest were placed inside it, the peak would still be drowned beneath more than a mile of water. Down there, light never reaches. The pressure is immense, over 1,000 times what we feel at the surface, enough to crush metal, to silence even the strongest submarines. And yet, in that crushing blackness, life persists. There are translucent creatures with lanterns for eyes, giant single-celled organisms larger than your fist, and fish with bodies built from jelly to resist the weight of the abyss. It's a world untouched by humans, a realm that exists not for us, but in spite of us. So as you breathe, picture that darkness, endless, peaceful, eternal, and know that somewhere below, life glows faintly, quietly, in the cold. 24. The breath of the earth, Antarctic bottom water. Far south, beneath the frozen cradle of Antarctica, the ocean exhales. Here, dense icy water sinks, carrying with it the secrets of the surface: oxygen, heat, and carbon. This current, called Antarctic bottom water, drifts like a slow-moving heartbeat through the veins of the planet. It cools the world, nourishes distant ecosystems, and balances the fragile rhythm of climate and life. But this great current is changing. As the world warms, the water grows lighter, less able to sink. If this deep breath of the planet were to falter, warmth would linger, carbon would rise, and the ocean's calm would begin to break. It's a quiet reminder that even the deepest waters depend on the choices we make far above them. 23. The unseen guests, marine parasites. Not all life in the ocean is vast or luminous. Some are invisible, waiting in silence. Marine parasites, tiny, clever, and persistent, drift through the currents, seeking a host. Among them is a particularly unsettling traveler, known as the loa loa or the eye worm. Though it spends part of its life within humans, it is the water it loves most, the moisture of life itself. It reminds us that even in still waters, unseen worlds exist, entire dramas unfolding beneath what we can see, or feel, or even imagine. But don't worry. The sea, after all, keeps its secrets close. 22. Fire beneath the waves, hydrothermal vents. Deep within the Mariana Trench, the ocean burns. At the bottom, where pressure holds the sea in an iron grip, cracks in the earth release water hot enough to melt metal, nearly 700 degrees Fahrenheit. These are hydrothermal vents, also called black smokers, where superheated water bursts into the frigid dark, creating clouds of minerals and smoke. And yet, astonishingly, life thrives there. Entire colonies of creatures, worms without eyes, crabs with translucent shells, live on heat instead of sunlight. They draw energy not from the sky, but from the bones of the planet itself. If you listen closely, you might imagine the soft hiss of those vents, the sound of the earth breathing beneath the ocean's endless weight. 21st, the gathering of the great whites. Now drift with me toward warmer waters. Each year, far from the coasts, somewhere between Hawaii and Baja California, the mighty great white sharks gather. Scientists call this mysterious place the White Shark Cafe. For years, no one knew why they came, but deep-sea trackers revealed their secret. It's a meeting place, a feast. Beneath the waves, elephant seals migrate, and with them, an abundance of prey. The sharks converge, silent hunters in a banquet of instinct and survival. It's strange to think, even the most feared creatures of the ocean have their rituals, their seasons, their hidden gatherings beneath the moonlit sea. Take another slow breath. You're drifting deeper now, into the rhythm of waves and stories, where fear and wonder blend together like salt and water. Let your mind stay calm and unhurried. We're just floating through the mysteries of the deep. 20, a drop of the sea, and the millions within. Picture a single drop of ocean water resting on your fingertip. It looks clear, harmless, simple. But within that one shimmering bead are millions of tiny viruses, invisible travelers that have lived in the sea long before we existed and will linger long after. They drift endlessly through the currents, neither friend nor enemy, simply part of the balance of life. At the surface, they number in unimaginable quantities, a 1 followed by 30 zeros. Even miles below, in the darkness where light has never touched, they exist still, quietly shaping life in ways we may never fully understand. So the next time you imagine the sea, think not of emptiness, but of a vast, unseen universe teeming inside a single drop. 19. The vanishing reefs. Half of the world's coral reefs, the great cities of the sea, have faded away in just a few decades. Once bright and living, they've turned pale and still, like forgotten ruins beneath a turquoise sky. Coral reefs are more than beauty. They are breath. They feed millions of creatures, shelter the small and fragile, and even gift us oxygen for our air. Without them, the ocean becomes quieter, emptier. The songs of fish and whales grow thin. Scientists warn that if we lose another fraction, by 2035, whole ecosystems will vanish. But in the gentle hush of night, as you breathe, imagine those reefs glowing once more, vivid gardens beneath the waves, healing slowly, if we only give them time. 18. The mystery of the missing plastic. Every year, millions of tons of plastic drift into the sea. We see the floating garbage patches, the debris caught in tides, the bottles and bags, but most of it simply disappears. Scientists call it dark plastic. They've searched the depths, the sands, the bellies of fish, but nearly 99% of it is unaccounted for. Is it broken down, buried, or swallowed by creatures we've never met? No one truly knows. It's eerie to imagine, isn't it? That somewhere beneath, perhaps in the quiet trenches, lies the forgotten remains of our world. A slow, silent ghost of human presence. 17. The boundary beneath, the Mohorovičić discontinuity. Far below the ocean floor lies a border few have ever spoken of, the Mohorovičić discontinuity, or MOHO. It's the line that separates Earth's crust from its deep, molten mantle, a threshold between what we know and what we only dream about. Years ago, scientists tried to reach it by drilling through the seafloor. The ocean pushed back, the drills broke, the plans failed. Even now, we've never touched that hidden layer. But the dream remains. One day, perhaps, we'll reach through the crust and listen to the heartbeat of the planet itself. 16. The waiting hunter, the bobbit worm. Now imagine the ocean floor, quiet, still like another planet. Beneath the sand lies a patient hunter, the bobbit worm. It waits, perfectly hidden with antennae reaching from its burrow. When an unsuspecting fish passes by, there's no sound, no warning, only a flash. The worm strikes with lightning speed, its jaws snapping shut with such force they can split prey in half. Some grow longer than 3 meters, and their bodies shimmer in strange, iridescent colors, like oil on water. They are as beautiful as they are terrifying. And yet, they wait, calmly, endlessly, for the next flicker of life above them. You're still drifting, deeper now, into the ocean's calm. Every story flows into the next like currents meeting under the moon. The deeper you go, the slower time feels, and the quieter the world becomes. 15. The dancers of the deep, feather stars. In the still, endless dark of the abyss, there are creatures that drift like ghosts. Elegant, ancient beings called feather stars. They move slowly through the water, arms unfurling like petals, glowing faintly as they float through the cold. Unlike their cousins who cling to rocks in shallow seas, these feather stars are free. They gather by the hundreds, a quiet constellation moving together through black water. Their feathery limbs sway, reaching, twirling, and sometimes, like when prey drifts near, those delicate arms reveal their secret. Hidden within are tiny harpoons, sharp and swift, used to capture what little life passes by. They are graceful, but never harmless. Beauty and danger entwined in silence. If you could see them, glowing and drifting as one, you might think the sea itself was dreaming. 14. The lost ones, bodies in the deep. Each year, the ocean takes many. Storms rise, ships vanish, and people are swallowed by the waves. Over 200,000 lives each year, and most are never found again. The sea holds them gently or cruelly depending on her mood. Fish and crabs begin their slow work, salt and time do the rest. Within weeks, what was once human returns to the elements, bone to sand, salt to salt. But not all who are lost sink straight down. Some drift for miles, carried by currents, tangled in reefs, or caught in the arms of underwater forests. No one knows where the sea takes them, only that it takes them all the same. It's sad, yes, but in a strange way, peaceful. The ocean, vast and patient, never truly lets go. 13. The waterfalls beneath. Between Greenland and Iceland, hidden under freezing waves, lies something almost impossible, an underwater waterfall. Here, warm water from the surface cools as it travels north. As it grows heavier, it begins to sink, falling silently into the depths. It drops more than 11,000 feet, far deeper than Niagara Falls could ever dream. There's no roar, no mist, no thunder, just a slow, continuous descent of cold water pouring into the dark. This movement, called the Denmark Strait Overflow, shapes the ocean's currents and, with them, the climate of the entire world. It's strange to think. Beneath the ice and the storms, the ocean is constantly rearranging itself, shifting and sighing like a giant in its sleep. 12. The breathless places, ocean dead zones. Not all parts of the sea are full of life. Some regions, far beneath the shimmering surface, are eerily still, places where nothing moves, nothing breathes. These are dead zones, where too many nutrients, often from farms or cities, feed blooms of algae that consume all the oxygen in the water. When the oxygen is gone, life fades. Fish flee. Starfish and corals stay and die quietly. The ocean floor becomes empty, a silent desert stretching endlessly in green-blue gloom. In the Gulf of Mexico, one such zone grows every summer, vast enough to be seen from space. And yet, even here, the sea waits. If given time, if given care, it can breathe again. 11. The birthplace of storms. Far out in the Pacific Ocean, the air thickens and the sea begins to turn. It's here that the most powerful storms on Earth are born: tropical cyclones, hurricanes, and super typhoons. They rise from the warmth of the water, spinning faster and faster, gathering strength until their winds roar with the fury of creation itself. The Pacific's size, its heat, and its endless energy make it the perfect cradle for chaos. But even storms have a kind of beauty. From above, their spirals look like galaxies, perfect, balanced, alive, and when they fade, they leave behind calm seas and skies washed clean. Take a deep breath again. We've wandered through life and loss, warmth and cold, the still and the violent. And through it all, the ocean remains, steady, infinite, holding every story like a whisper beneath the waves. Wonderful. Let's continue drifting downward, where sound fades and only the heartbeat of the earth remains. Here's part 4, with facts 10 through 6, told softly and slowly, a gentle current of words to help your thoughts float free. 10. The Song of the Ice, the Bloop. In 1997, deep in the cold silence of the South Pacific, a sound was heard. It was unlike anything ever recorded, deep, resonant, and impossibly loud. Scientists called it the bloop. For years, no one could explain it. It didn't sound like an earthquake or a submarine or any machine we had made. It rumbled like something alive, vast and ancient, moving beneath the waves. People whispered about sea monsters, about legends waking from the dark. But the truth, as it often is, was simpler, and no less beautiful. The bloop was the song of an iceberg, breaking apart in Antarctica, its ice cracking and echoing through the ocean for thousands of miles. It wasn't a monster, but the earth itself, sighing in the cold. 9. The waves beneath the waves. We know the ocean's surface dances with tides and storms, but few realize that beneath it, another sea moves unseen. These are internal waves, immense, slow-moving walls of water that travel through the ocean's depths, where layers of warm and cold water meet. Some rise higher than skyscrapers, over 650 feet tall, yet they roll in silence, invisible to our eyes. They shape the deep currents, stir nutrients for life, and carry the ocean's secret energy from one horizon to the next. If you could float there, in the shadow of one of these hidden giants, you'd never feel it crash, only the gentle lift and fall like breathing in your sleep. 8. The ice that holds the world. In the far south, beneath a sky of endless white, lies the East Antarctic ice sheet, the largest frozen mass on the planet. It covers more than 5 million square kilometers, holding 90% of Earth's glacial ice. It shines like a mirror to the sun, keeping our planet cool, balancing its heat. But this mirror is fragile. Even a small rise in global temperature can begin to melt its edges, and what melts there does not stay still. The fresh water seeps into the sea, changing its salt and flow, sending ripples through weather and seasons across the world. If the ice ever melted completely, it would drown cities, reshape coastlines, and rewrite the map of the Earth. For now, it sleeps, and we can only hope it sleeps a little longer. 7. The ocean that outspans the moon. The Pacific Ocean is vast, so vast that it defies imagination. From one shore to the other, it stretches almost 19,000 kilometers wide, 5.5 times broader than the moon itself. You could place 5 moons side by side across its expanse and still have room for the tides to breathe. And yet, despite its enormity, we've mapped only a fraction of its floor. It's humbling to think that our greatest frontier isn't in the stars above, but in the depths below. Beneath that shining blue surface lies a mystery older than the moon, waiting quietly for us to listen. 6. The hidden half, America beneath the waves. If you look at a map of the United States, you're only seeing half of it. The other half lies beneath the sea, an underwater realm stretching almost 4 million square miles, from the Pacific coast to the Atlantic. This submerged landscape includes mountains, plains, and even trenches, reaching into the deepest parts of the Earth. It's strange to think that the true shape of a nation lies unseen, hidden by the water, shaped by tides and time. Down there, in the dark, the ocean touches everything we know, reminding us that even what we call land is never truly apart from the sea. You're floating now, weightless and calm. The ocean has no sharp edges here, only movement and sound, soft as breathing. Every fact is a ripple, every ripple a story. 5. Fire in the deep, volcanoes of the ocean. When we think of volcanoes, we imagine mountains of fire bursting from land. But the truth is, most of Earth's volcanic heart beats beneath the sea. More than 80% of volcanic eruptions happen far below the surface, silent, unseen, yet shaping the world in ways we rarely notice. There, in the darkness, magma seeps from cracks in the crust, cooling into new stone that builds islands and continents from the bottom up. Around these fiery vents, life thrives in impossible heat, creatures that feed not on sunlight, but on minerals and fire. The ocean, it seems, carries within it both creation and destruction, two halves of the same eternal breath. 4. The lost bomb beneath the waves. In 1958, during the uneasy days of the Cold War, an American bomber accidentally collided with a fighter jet high above the Atlantic. Inside that bomber rested a hydrogen bomb, powerful enough to destroy a city. To prevent disaster, the crew released it into the sea. It fell through clouds, through air, and into the endless blue, and it has never been found again. Somewhere, buried in sand and coral, a silent relic sleeps, its metal body rusting slowly, its purpose long forgotten. The ocean keeps many secrets, but some, perhaps, are better left undisturbed. 3. The Whirling Gate, the Corryvreckan Maelstrom. Off the rugged coast of Scotland, there is a place where the sea itself seems to come alive, the Corryvreckan Maelstrom. Here, fierce tides twist through narrow straits, forming one of the world's largest and most powerful whirlpools. Waves rise 30 feet high, spinning and collapsing into foam, while the roar echoes against the cliffs like the growl of some ancient creature. Legends say this is the home of sea spirits, or the gateway to another world, but stand far enough away, and it is only water, moving with strength and grace, returning again to calm. Even chaos in time becomes peace. 2. The Devil's Sea, the Bermuda Triangle's twin. Far from Japan, where the Pacific grows deep and restless, there lies a place known as the Devil's Sea, the ocean's twin to the Bermuda Triangle. Sailors whisper of ships that vanish, of compasses spinning wild, of skies that darken without warning. For centuries, stories painted this region as cursed, haunted by spirits or swallowed by the sea itself. But science tells a quieter truth. Storms, rogue waves, shifting magnetic fields, and the rumble of volcanoes beneath. The mystery remains, but maybe that's what the ocean loves most, to remind us that not all things are meant to be explained. 1. The unknown. 80% of the ocean unexplored. And now, we come to the greatest mystery of all. More than 80% of the ocean remains unseen, unmapped, untouched. We have explored the stars above more than the depths below. Imagine that. Billions of square kilometers, an entire world of mountains, valleys, rivers, and life. And we've only skimmed its surface. If Earth were a fruit, our exploration would be no more than a whisper across the skin. Beneath that skin lies a realm larger than all the continents combined, where light has never shone, where creatures unknown still drift in the dark, and where the planet keeps its oldest dreams. Perhaps one day, we will go there. But for now, it is enough to know it exists. A reminder that mystery is not our enemy, but our companion. The sea doesn't ask us to conquer it, only to listen, to drift, to rest. Now, take a deep breath. You've traveled from the surface to the abyss and back again, through warmth and ice, silence and thunder. The ocean hums beneath you, steady and eternal. As you close your eyes, let its rhythm cradle you. You are small, yes, but part of something vast and gentle, older than time. Sleep now, traveler of tides. The sea will keep your dreams safe.